gotten books from my used bookstore in town, barnesandnoble.com, and Amazon online. I'm from a very small town, so there's like, the only place for me in town to get books would be the used bookstore, and the selection is minimal, so most of my books I will have ordered online, just so you know. This is one I did, however, get online, or in my used bookstore. It is marked, and it is the first of the House of Night series, which I have been told read. I heard they were really good. It is by a mother and a daughter who wrote together. It's a whole series. I think there's like 8 or 9 books out right now. I'm not sure of that, but this one is the first one, and this one's from like 2005 or something. There are several more out, but this is the first one. I just picked it up. It's the only one that my used bookstore had, but I thought I would give it a go, and if I liked it, I will start picking up the rest of them. So if you guys have read this series, let me know. It is about vampires, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, but I heard this was like a completely different take of vampires than any of the other vampire books out there now. I heard this was like a completely different world and is nothing like any of the other books. I heard they were really good, so I'm excited to read that. And then I got Hate List by Jennifer Brown, which this is a book that I just thought it was so... I grew up with the Columbine tragedy. It happened I want to say it happened in 2000, was that right? 1999, 2000. I was a sophomore, I think, when it happened. And I've always had that, it was the big school shooting when I was growing up. So, I've always had that, you always have that interest, and you want to know more, and what happened, and why did it happen, and you want to know the background story, and you want to know exactly what happened, and at least I did. That's just how my mind works. Not that I would go and do that, because I think that was sick, but it's just like, maybe like the detective side of me coming out. But anyway, this book is about a school shooting, and it is told by the girl's point of view. The girl's boyfriend is the school shooter, and she helps him write the hate list, the people he goes after and shoots. It is told from her perspective after the school shooting and the stuff she has to deal with afterwards. It says 5 months ago, Valerie Leftman's boyfriend Nick opened fire on the school cafeteria. Val was as shocked as everyone else, but despite her own serious injury, she's implicated in the crime because of the list. The list she and Nick made of people they hated. The list Nick used to pick his targets. So I thought this book it's probably a very hard read, because it's probably pretty raw, but I thought it would be a good book, and it's pretty decent size, 400 pages, but I thought it'd be interesting to read a perspective that wasn't, I mean, you kind of gotta, that's one of those put yourself in her shoes and see what happens kind of things. I got We'll Always Have Summer by Jenny Han. This is a series that I have wanted to read forever. This is actually the last book in the series, but the other two are in my half.com order that has not showed up yet, so I only have the last one. But this is supposedly a really good series. I've wanted to read it forever, I just haven't gotten them. So now I will have them, and the first one is called The Summer I Turned Pretty, and the second one is called, I can't remember what the second one is called. It's Not Summer Without You. That's what the second one's called. Anyway, it's supposed to be really good. The next book I got is The 13 Reasons Why. I was told to get this by a couple people I went to school with, who recommended me the Hunger Games trilogy and a couple other books that were amazing, so I went ahead and picked it up. I got this at the used bookstore here in town. It is about a girl who commits suicide, and she leaves the boy who was in love with her 13 cassette tapes, leading him on a journey around their town, discovering why she committed suicide, the things that were haunting her, and part of the reason why she did it was him. I've heard it is an amazing book. It sounds a little sick almost to me, just because suicide is such a hard thing to deal with, so it should be interesting. It doesn't look like it's that long of a book, and the print is fairly big. It looks to be maybe around 300 pages, so I'm looking forward to reading that, but it's kind of like one of those books that's like you gotta be in the mood to read it, because it looks like it'll be heavy. The next books I got were Bumped by Megan McCafferty. Megan McCafferty is a YA author. If any of you read YA, you will recognize her name. She wrote the Sloppy First series, which I read years and years and years ago. I didn't really like it, actually, but I'm thinking I just never gave it a chance, but I don't have them anymore to go back and give them a chance. But anyway, this is a dystopian novel, which she doesn't normally write. It is about set in the future, and there is a virus causing people over a certain age not to be able to get pregnant, and it's about two twins, they're actually twin sisters, who find each other, when they're teenagers, and they go on two different journeys, and it's about young girls being paid to have babies for the older couples who are now infertile because of a virus. I think that's something, yeah. I've heard mixed reviews on this, but I thought I'd give it a go. I think it'll be good. I have high hopes for it. Not high hopes, but good hopes. The next one I got, I know it's going to be good. I'm so excited to have this book. You have no idea. If you go out and get one book that I tell you, go get this one. Even though I haven't read it, I know it's going to be amazing. This is Divergent by Veronica Roth. It is very much a dystopian novel. It reminds me of The Hunger Games. I told you it's nothing like The Hunger Games, which, by the way, if you have not read the Hunger Games trilogy, you need to do that right now. That's like one of the best series of books ever. So go read that. And they're making them into a movie, which I cannot wait. I am so excited for, which they don't come out till next year, but whatever. This is about a girl who lives in a futuristic city, and the city is divided into factions, and you're born into factions, except for certain people can change factions, and the factions are based on, like, brave, selfless. I don't know that much, other than I've heard that it is the most amazing book, and so I am really looking forward to reading it. I kind of have not read it yet because I want to savor it, but I'm really excited to read it. The next book I got is Matched by Ali Condi. It is another dystopian novel set in a futuristic city where the society decides it decides everything for you. It decides what you eat, what you do, how you live, your profession, who you marry, everything. Everything is laid out for you. So this is about a girl named Cassia, I think is her name. And it is about a girl who you have these cards, I guess, in the society, and at a certain age you stick your card in the little machine, and it will flash up the picture about who you are supposed to marry. And it flashes a picture of her best friend who she's grown up with, but right when she goes to take her card out, it flashes another guy who she does not know. So this story is about who she's going to pick. Will she betray the society and pick the guy who she's not matched with, or will she go with her best friend who she's known? Anyway, I heard it was really good, so I'm excited for that one. I told you I got a lot of books. I'm sorry.